Let's talk a little bit about women's surfing, and those of us who grown up around surfing and competitive surfing, whether you're a male or a female, um, kind of like in sports like tennis or in golf, where if you do it like a guy, then that's a real compliment. Um, how many times have you been told that you surf like a guy, which is
Well, a lot more now. Once I stopped surfing like a crab, I
okay?
started
All
surfing
right.
more like a guy, which was fluid. Now it's really cool to surf like a girl,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm incredibly proud of. I would, honestly, I would passionately dislike to see all of the work that my predecessors put into professional surfing, you know, the Wendy's, the Pams, the Margos, the Lyns, the Rels, you know, all these beautiful women that invested their heart and soul into female surfing and then professional surfing, and created a foundation for the likes of the Lisas and Jodies, and then for myself and Rochelle and Megan, and then, you know, we've got the Stephanie and Tylers and Carissas. It's so great to see this evolution of professional surfing and this evolution of women's surfing, because back when I started, it was not cool to surf. It was not cool to be a surfer, and it certainly wasn't okay for a girl to surf. And then to be able to break down those barriers and break down those gender biases. Lisa Anderson was actually instrumental in doing that too. You know, she was the first girl to surf like a girl. You know, she embraced her femininity. She was beautiful, and she was graceful, and she was incredibly powerful, and she was a beautiful surfer. And she really broke open those doorways, and she broke down those biases, that gender bias. And then I was able to step through, take women's surfing a completely different way into big wave surfing. Now we've got the beautiful girls like Stephanie Gilmore and Carissa Moore and Laura Eniver and Sally Fitzgibbons, and those girls are taking women's surfing to a whole new level. So it's very satisfying and rewarding to see, because like I said, I'd hate to see all of that work go to nothing.
Who would you fear the most nowadays having to be in a heat with and compete against?
Hands down, Carissa Moore. She is scary. But if anyone's read a book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, he talks about the 10,000 hour rule. And if you look at Carissa Moore's development, she started surfing before she could walk, I reckon. Her dad had her out there. She's done her 10,000 hours already, and she's only 23 or 24 years old. But there's three other things that they talk about in that book. He talks about opportunity, ability, and arbitrary advantage. Now, Carissa's ability obviously is raw. She has the raw ability of an incredible surfer. She's just got beautiful natural balance and flow and ability to read the ocean. The opportunity was to grow up in the environment of Hawaii where it's supportive. The arbitrary advantage was that her dad used to paddle out with her on one of her boards and block everyone else in the lineup to make sure she caught every wave and would catch every wave, even if he was on it behind her. Because he could barely float on one of her boards anyway,
Right.
and would change over her boards. So she had such an incredible development process, so supportive, that's what's enabled her to be so dominant now. It's all the time that she spent preparing and practicing and rehearsing, and then winning all the NSSAs and everything. So Carissa Moore, hands down, is one of the toughest competitors in the world. She's got that, I'm just having fun deep down. She just wants to eat you alive. And Stephanie Gilmore, smiling assassin, and I'd love to see Sally Fitzgibbons win a world title one day too.
So let's revisit the North Shore and your time here, spending some time in the big surf, taking women's surfing to literally that next level of being in big waves. Tell us how that happened over a certain amount of time.
Well, that was an organic thing, because Manly's not really renowned for big waves. So I just know I love to go fast. I love to feel adrenaline. I love to feel fear. I'm actually a fear junkie. I love feeling excited. Any other Geminis in the room? Because Geminis would understand that we're incredibly easily distracted, but we can be intensely focused when we need to be. And so as a Gemini, when I feel fear, it brings my sense of awareness to the moment. And the one time I felt the most afraid was when I rode a 50-foot wave off the North Shore here at Outside Log Cabins. It was a 30-foot wave, but no one measures the wave by the back anymore, right? We all measure it by the face. So it was a 50-foot wave in my eyes. From where I was standing, it was
Right.
much bigger, yeah. Oh my God, this thing's massive. And I got towed into it. And I just remember when we took off out to sea, and I said to my driver, I want the second wave, and he said, yep, got it. I just remember from the speed that we were traveling to get around the first one and come in behind it and allow the second one to chase us down. I just knew it was like, I just knew the speed we were going was the biggest wave of my life. So when I instinctively let go of the tow rope, I just thought there were so many things going through my mind, and there was so much fear and so much adrenaline. I had to actually narrow it down and just focus, what are the 2 things I need to focus on to make sure I have a successful outcome? And as long as I kept my weight even on my board and the nose of my board out of the water, everything was going to be okay, right? They were the only things I needed to focus on. Because when you're in a state of fear, you start thinking about all the possibilities. You start thinking about all the what
Overthinking
ifs,
it.
and you overthink it. And when you overthink it, you start to seize up. And when you seize up, you're actually sabotaging the outcome. So I thought, I just need to focus on 2 things. And so, there was originally 3, which was hold the tow rope. Because if I didn't hold the tow rope, I wouldn't have gone anywhere. And so when I let go, I instinctively let go. I slowed down to the speed of the wave. So as it's speeding up and I'm slowing down, right as I get to the top of the wave, I have this overwhelming sense of fear and adrenaline, excitement. I'm so alert, I'm so alive, I'm so in the moment. All I have to do is put my weight onto my front foot and drive down the face of the biggest wave of my life. It's the height of a 5-story building. And right as I go to commit to putting my weight forward, the first thing that came to mind was, don't fall. I'm thinking that is the last thing I need to think about,
Right.
because I don't want to think about what I don't want to happen. So I thought, Layne, what do you want? And the positive thing that happened in my mind at that moment was just stay standing. I thought, that's a good outcome.
Yeah.
I'll take it. So I thought, just stay standing. I put my weight on my front foot and I drove down the face of this monster. And there was all this wind coming up the face. It was like, and I bottomed and I came up and I looked back. And the wave's 50 foot high and 20 foot wide behind me. I'm like, oh shit, just make the channel. And I got to the channel. It was the most adrenalizing experience of my life. I went, right, let's go out and get another one. And I got one more, and then I didn't even get my hair wet, by the way, which is a really important part of the story. Yeah. It's all about looking good in these moments, right? But it was the most amazing experience, and it was such an incredible opportunity. But it's not something that I just woke up one day and went, I know, I'll go ride a 50-foot wave today. I had to build up my capacity, much like I started surfing in waves that were table height, and now I comfortably surf in waves that are 3 times ceiling height. But it starts with your ability to gradually challenge yourself day after day. Like I said at the start, it's getting yourself closer to achieving your goal, not stepping away from it, not shying away from it. So big wave surfing was just something that I'm naturally attracted to and I really love doing. But also knowing that coming here and surfing in waves like today is not realistic, because I haven't done any physical training to develop my lung capacity to expose myself to conditions like that. You've got to be realistic with what the consequences are, and then make sure whatever preparation you've put in to the day is going to be enough to survive it.
Yeah.
So riding a 50-foot wave required lots of time in the water, lots of preparation, lots of training, and lots of towing.